So I wasn't actually planning on addressing this because, I have way better shit to do. I got a fucking scenario that's supposed to be out in about 15 days. I also got fucking shit to do for midterm. So this was gonna just slip my mind. I was gonna just let this blow over because this wasn't supposed to be as big as it got. But then niggas started going after people I care about, like rating June server and rating Rito server. And, you can say whatever you want about me, but when you rope my friends into it, people that don't have shit to do with the shit that I do, that's when I start getting, a little upset. That's when I'm like, hey, maybe we should take a chill pill. So since I have better things to do, I'm gonna make this video quick and split this into 3 sections, explaining the community post, going over the YP community's response to it, and then going over the response from YP himself. So to start with the community post, it originally started as a joke in Rito's server where June sent something that said like, oh, YP Masson following March 15th, spread the word. This was originally meant as a joke, like, to mimic the fucking Vexbolts Masson following meme. And, a lot of people went along with it because, obviously, it's the Vexbolts thing, but with YP. Now, why target YP of all people? Well, I'm not June. You'd have to ask her. But I think I'd be pretty on the mark, especially considering, me and June fucking talk. Me and June talk outside of YouTube. We both agree on a lot of things about YP, and that being that a lot of his screens are lazy, uninspired, and just overall repetitive. If you look at any of his scenarios, you'll see this with a lot of the screens. They're either just something rehash of what he's already done, just pure fucking lazy, weirdly spaced, subpar quality bullshit, or they're just some variant of the easy plus screen. A lot of the scenarios that he's doing, especially today, are also just, rehashes of what he's already done in the past. Essentially, YP is the Vexbolts of the community. His content is repetitive and uninspired, just like Vexbolts. He does the same thing over and fucking over again, and it's just not genuine content. The main thing that fucking I and plenty of others have against YP in terms of his content creation is the suspicion that he might use AI to speed up the process and make already soulless corporate slop even more soulless and corporate. This message explains it pretty well. I'm not gonna drop the name of the person who made it because they've already been getting a lot of harassment. You can pause or read if you want, but again, I have better shit to do, so I'm not gonna dwell on this any longer. I'm just gonna move to the response from YP's community.
I need some activists, I just spilled walk on my wrist. Fuck your bitch, I got lean on her tits. You bought a...
Now, once again, this was all inspired by the whole Vexbolts Masson following thing. Now, I'm coming up on 3,000 subscribers, right? I'm sitting at, I think, 2.85K. YP sitting at 36.6K. That nigga has more than 10 times my sub count. I thought this was just going to be a funny little joke, funny little meme. I spread it across the community. People either clock that it's a reference to the Vexbolts thing, or they don't clock it and they're just confused. But, everybody just brushes it off. Once again, I'm much smaller than YP. I didn't expect anybody to actually give a shit about this. But apparently my 3,000 subscriber ass really got YP and his fans in their fifi. So the original community post, which I'm pretty sure is still up unless it got mass reported. Anyways, that'll be covered soon. It's sitting right now at, I think, over 100 comments. I think somewhere in the 110 to 120 comments range, which once again is a little insane, seeing as the only thing I've said about this publicly is the one community post until recently, but again, I'll get into that. And all the community post says is YP mass unfollowing March 15th, spread the word. It doesn't say anything slanderous towards YP. It doesn't say to mass report him, to harass him, go into his comment sections, which apparently people have been saying I've been doing, even though I haven't. Now, once again, YP has almost 15 times my sub count. So, I would have expected his fans to realize that, or maybe he himself to realize that, and, brush this off or ignore it, maybe even join along in the joke like Vexbolts did over on TikTok. But that's not what happened. People came like crashing to YP's defense. I had people joining my server and fucking trying to get in contact with me in DMs. People who were fucking mods in YP's server that like directly talked to YP. So I'm assuming these people were just there on his fucking behalf, giving me fucking ad hominem attacks, trying to compare my content to YP's content and bringing up this 9/11 scenario, which now I really want to address because, like I said, I never brought up anything about YP in my original post. Yet they keep bringing up this one specific 9/11 scenario, talking about how, oh, it's a tribute. He's not doing anything wrong. Plenty of documentaries have done that. 9/11 scenario this, 9/11 scenario that. And it's like, I didn't bring it up. So the fact that you're bringing it up must mean you personally think there's something wrong with it and you're just defending it. Like, I'm not saying anything. Once again, if the shoe fits, you can fucking wear it. If you think that the 9/11 scenario is a soulless, corporate, slopfest piece of shit that is meant to bank off of and make money off of the worst terrorist attack in human history, seeing as it is monetized, once again, you can say that. You can defend that. I'm not saying anything. If the shoe fits, wear it. People were comparing a lot of my scenarios to YP's 9/11 scenario, namely my ISIS Nightmare remaster, which, two things about that. One, that's not even my scenario, really. It's a remaster of one of Hermitage's really old fucking scenarios. And two, they kind of have a point. I've been a champion of not making tragedies into scenarios, not using real world events in your scenario. So you know what? I'll concede. I'm going to go out to New York City. I'm going to go to one of the families who lost somebody on 9/11 and pay my condolences. I'm then going to go out to Chicago to the people who lost their families during the ISIS nuclear attacks on America and give condolences to their families. Wait, I can't do the second part? Because ISIS never attacked America with improvised nuclear devices? What? Wait, hold on. I thought I was banking off of a tragedy. I thought I was banking off of real world events. If this didn't happen, why are people comparing it to the worst terrorist attack in human history? Huh? It's almost like they're grasping at straws, trying to defend something they know is indefensible that I didn't even bring up. Once again, I mean, if the shoe fucking fits, you can wear it. More power to you. It's America. We live in a free country for now. They also brought up my train wreck of a train wreck scenario, which, once again, fictional event, no train containing chemical weapons ever derailed in Arizona and contaminated the city of Phoenix. I'm pretty sure by the point I uploaded that scenario, the US had gotten rid of all of its chemical weapons. So there's no way something like that could ever happen in the future. So this is all like a lot of petty shit, the whole people joining my server, YP's goon trying to pin this on me and frame it as like, oh, I'm just as bad. And to me, this was all self-explanatory. Like, obviously, you can't compare fictional event to the worst terrorist attack in human history. I was just making a joke on my community tab, because I have the freedom to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So I wasn't planning on addressing this. But then people started taking it a little further. People in YP's server began to encourage mass reporting my videos, like, as retaliation for the mass unsubscribing. Now, people have told me to read TOS and all that, and telling somebody, hey, unsubscribe from this guy, that's not a violation of TOS. The only way it could be a violation is if you count it as harassment, which, I mean, I guess, but it really isn't. I'm not lying about anybody or saying, hey, go fucking comment under his videos. I'm literally just joking, saying, hey, let's go unsubscribe from this guy. Now, false reporting a video over and over again, that is a major TOS violation. A lot of people in YP server encourage this and, from like I brought up, actually succeeded somewhat. video was uploaded in, I think, September, like midway through September. And it's been fine ever since. It obviously wasn't monetized because I didn't monetize it. It passed every check. It was reviewed. I'm in the YouTube partnership program, so I have partners. They reviewed it. They all signed off on it. And this video was in, good standing, public on YouTube, didn't violate any community guidelines. Until today, it was struck down for, quote unquote, violating YouTube's child safety policies. I find it really fucking coincidental how these people talk about mass reporting me and, all these retaliations and shit. And then, hours to a day later, a video that has never had problem with YouTube's community guidelines suddenly goes down. I wonder why that is. YouTube actually restored the fucking Shore video quite quickly because I'm pretty sure they realized, wow, this doesn't endanger children. Now, I thought that was the end of it. Once again, it's just, to me, this is all petty shit. Oh, they're trying to get my channel taken down. They're trying to get my videos taken down because they don't like what I said. Once again, not fucking worth my attention. I've got college. I've got scenarios to work on. I've got other shit. That was until people started raiding servers. People from YP's community specifically. They started with my server, raiding it with obviously YP's goons trying to get answers from me. Then just people randomly coming in and making weird sex jokes. And then they decided to target June's server for whatever reason and try to raid her server, yet got shut down as she was doing her fucking homework. And then once they got shut down from June's server, they tried to raid Rito's server and also got shut down because by this point they had raided mine, they had raided June's. I knew what they were going to do in Rito's. Rito's mod team knew what they were going to do. And they basically handled it before anything could get out of hand. And all the while this raiding and shit is happening, there's a lot of people going under the fucking community tab post I made with, the standard shit that I see when I get into anything like this. All of the racist comments about, oh, bro, shut up, you're black, bro, you're a bro, you can't say anything, you fucking fentanyl slinging fucking Chicago thug. It's shit I faced in the K situation, shit I faced when talking about Ace, shit I faced when talking about Clay. This is basically the standard. I get myself into something, people remember that I'm African American, and they use that against me, It's nothing I haven't dealt with. So once again, I was not planning on addressing this, even though I was literally getting racially profiled and falsely flagged. They just had to fucking rope my friends into this, rope people I actually give a shit about into this. And yeah, that's basically where we are now. I made a joking community post and then I got racially profiled. My friends had their servers raided. And I'm currently being fucking, I guess, mobbed by a fucking bigger creator because, most mature thing in the world to do. Speaking of which, YP actually, in the middle of me fucking, doing this, YP actually responded. So let's go see what he says.
White boys mocking this shit and y'all mad at me, y'all can suck my dick. Pull up old tweets, pull up old t-shirts, all that, I'll moonwalk over that bitch.
He says I was starting a disinformation campaign and I was attacking him and that I was trying to raid his servers. So this is basically the bread and butter, the standard that happens with every situation. Everybody tries to raid my server and then they flip it back on me saying that people are raiding their servers. I've always been against raiding, been against doxing, been against harassing, all of that, especially since I've been a victim of it in the past. People know this. I've come out and spoke against it before and I'll do it again. I personally don't believe this guy is actually fucking, someone who's a fan of me. They were probably just someone posing as a fan of me. But even still, don't go fucking harass YP. Don't go raid his server. I feel like that should be self-explanatory. You're all fucking either teenagers with common sense or grown adults with common sense. But to address YP specifically, you want to bring up how these people are raiding your server, right? And yet you conveniently leave out the fact that your people were raiding my friends well before any of this ever happened. You saw them in your server suggesting to mass report me, suggesting to raid my friends, and you kept your mouth shut about it. But the moment one person comes into your server claiming to be on my side and that they're raiding you, then you make a big post about it, then you make a big deal about it, and you try to get the kill shot on me. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, you've been around for a while, so you probably know a little bit about the community, but this isn't my first time going through this, YP. Clay tried the same shit, Ace tried the same shit, K tried the same shit. It clearly it never worked on fucking in any of those cases. I'm still here, I'm still growing. So if you think this is gonna work, I'm sorry. That's just not how shit goes around here. YP, if you're watching this, for one, make better content. Your shit sucks. Fucking June's got you wiped down. Vauda's got you wiped down. Rito's got you wiped down. Nobody cares about your sub count. Your shit sucks. Two, maybe if you want to, not get raided or, not have people hate you, maybe fucking call out your fans when they do terrible shit. You say your community is, a place for all. I wonder how the black people in your server feel that another black creator was just called a fucking monkey and a by all your fans. I wonder how the minors in your server feel about the fact that your fans took down a video about a predator just because they were mad at me. I wonder how the people in your server feel about the fact that you remain silent about all of this just to speak up when it only benefited you. That doesn't sound like a safe and nurturing community. That sounds like you just want to be selfish and paint yourself as a good guy, which once again is a little fucking crazy, seeing as you have over 10 times my sub count. If this shit is actually getting on your nerves, if you're actually upset at this shit, I don't know what else to say. I think you might need to just look in and consider the fact that what I'm saying might actually be true. Your shit might just suck. Anyways, I'm kind of yapping. This raw recording's getting long. I don't want this video to get it long, and I don't want to have to edit all this shit, so I'm gonna fucking leave and get back to other shit. Bye.